Hey, what's up everybody? It's Martin from 126fan.com. It's been a while since we made some video about those little beasts, but today is an ideal opportunity to show you something very helpful. If you are 126 or Fiat 500 driver, sooner or later you will have for sure problem with your leaking gearbox, or to say better, the oil will be leaking probably from the flywheel cover. The reason is very easy. It's almost sure that it's leaking from the gasket, from the main shaft, from the gearbox, or the gasket from the crankshaft. No matter where is it leaking, you must take away engine or gearbox anyway. So today I will show you how to take away engine very fast, very easily, and how to fix this very common problem. I know it might sound crazy in those days where the cars are so complicated, but this is all you will need to take away engine from Fiat 126. First, the rear hood must go away. We will start with undo of this nut, and then we need to take away this secure plastic thing as well. You will take it away very easily with an ordinary screwdriver, just very gentle to not scratch the paint job. Take this thing out and the hood off. Now we should take away that rear holder, but before that please do not forget that is needed to put the car lifter underneath the oil tank, and then we should undo the two nuts on each side holding this whole thing. Please do not forget that they might be very deeply rusted, so need to be dismounted very carefully to not broke the bolts or cut the edges from the nuts. And then we should as well undo this main bolt holding whole engine silent block. Most of you will probably have also the mat cover from the bottom side of the engine. I didn't have it mounted, but if you have it, you need it to unscrew it too before you take away this rear mounting. Do not forget also to disconnect those cables which are wiring the reverse light and the fog light, and as well the evidence lighting. So two on the other side, and we should take away the rear mounting with the rear bumper. Be careful if your 126 is using those newest model of the bumpers, because you have the holders on the sides which can be easily broken. So we should take it away. We got it. Those parts are very fragile, especially this thing, so be careful when you will be mounting it back. Those things to put it gently and directly to those rails where are they supposed to be. We need to disconnect battery as well, because we will need to disconnect this cable from the alternator. On this cable is permanent 12 volts, so when you have disconnected battery, you don't need to care to avoiding scratching this one with the ground. Now we should disconnect the ignition. If you are using this type of distributor and this type of ignition, the new model, not the newest one, but the FL model, there is an important and it doesn't need to think about which cable, which spark plug cable go where. It doesn't matter. Okay, and you should disconnect this cable as well, going to the ignition, to the distributor. And do not forget, very often people forget about the oil sensor. You need this disconnect as well. That's all from this side. And we'll disconnect the alternator. There are two cables going for the alternator. This is the main one, which is connected to the starter engine, and from there connected directly to the battery. And so this is the main charging cable. And there is another one which is which is connected directly to your charging signal light. This is this one. Okay, got it. Now we need to disconnect the fuel lines. This is one going from the tank. Oh, man. Making it just one by one hand is very funny. You need to avoid scratching your head to this bolt. It happens very, very often. Hopefully will not get scratched. Okay, now we should disconnect the lines for the gas. This one is for choke. You need to disconnect it as well. And another fuel hose. This one is the back line, which is returning the fuel back to the fuel tank. And now we can go underneath the car. At first you need to undo this flywheel cover. There are 3 bolts holding it. This one on the left side, the same one on the right side, and this one right in the middle. And then you should unscrew the bolt holding the engine together with the gearbox. There are from the bottom. Hopefully you should see it. This is one, and at the right side there are another 2 bolts, this one and this one, holding as well the starter. And what's very important, that you don't need to undo this screw or this bolt, which is holding as well the starter engine, and you don't need to undo the starter engine as well. Once you finish with the bolts underneath the car, there are still 4 of them from the upper side. Those ones I shouldn't show you now, but will show you them once the engine will be taken away. This was the one from the bottom side, and those was the upper side. 1, 2, 3, and 4th one. This one stays on the starter engine to hold the starter engine in position and make it all simple. It doesn't need to waste time to taking this whole starter engine out. And there was 2 more bolts from the right side. Don't forget also to disconnect the main air intake hose, the biggest one on the rear side of the engine. And now we should just easily take it off. Okay, as simple as that. I don't know if there are maybe some easiest way at some car to take the engine out, and if there is some lighter engine as well. We got it. And now we should search about the oil leaking. I'm almost sure that it was directly from the gearbox, but we'll check for sure as well the crankshaft gasket. At first we'll need to unscrew the clutch plate, which is mounted by 6 small 10mm bolts, 2, and there are 2 more. And then I will undo the flywheel. One important thing you need to think about, and that is this little mark. Hope you can see it. This one is showing the ideal position of the flywheel, because the flywheel is originally balanced with the crankshaft, and this mark is showing the piston's top end, you know, and you need to fit it on this mark when you will put it back. To unscrew those bolts, they are tightened quite hard. To fix the flywheel, and any rotation you should easily block it with using of bigger screwdriver, or maybe in this position. And now you should unscrew the bolts. So now we could see that this part is almost perfectly dry, so the reason of leaking definitely wasn't at the crankshaft gasket. And now very useful hint, there you should find the year of production of your engine. This one was produced in 92. So we need to continue for searching from where was the oil leaking. Now we're gonna check the gasket from the main shaft, from the gearbox main shaft, just under this holders for the clutch bearing. You should check it too, if there aren't some noises coming from it, and overall condition, how it looks like. This one is good as new, so we're gonna keep it. And there aren't any leakings as well at the gearbox main shaft, so it is probably the thing what I was originally thinking the problem will be, and that is this part where the main part of the gearbox is connected to the front case. So we'll need to remount it, demount it, and ordinary you need to take away the whole gearbox, but I will show you the very good tip how to make it on a car. We need to take away the engine starter and the differential bearings, housings, and then we should take it away. At the start of this whole operation is of course needed to take away the oil from the gearbox. You need to unscrew just 2-4 nuts from those bolts, that's all, and you should undo this whole thing. You don't need to dismount it, all things from it. The same at the second side, and now only unscrew those 6 bolts and we're gonna take all front case off. Remember that those 6 bolts doesn't have the same length. 2 of them are shorter. The shorter one came here at the bottom, and the second one right at the upper hole. Okay, now we should clean this whole mess and make a new silicone gasket here, and same this. Anyway, if you will need some gaskets or some other spare parts, do not forget that our eShop126fan.com is ready to help you. We are shipping worldwide, reasonable pricing and friendly approach guaranteed. Okay guys, we got it. Just one last thing, do not forget before applying the silicone on the surface to make it as clean as possible, because there isn't any other gasket, just the silicone, so it's very important to make it work for 100%. I recommend to not put oil into gearbox immediately and wait at least 24 hours to have to be secure that silicone is hardened already. When you will put back the clutch, it's very important to have in one line this bush and the main shaft from the gearbox with the clutch lamella. My tip is to have this shaft from another gearbox, and just so easy, put it inside and put the clamping plate on it, and now we have secured that it's gonna be directly in line and will fit on a gearbox without any problems. Lots of you have a problem and wrote me about a problem with the engine sealant block and the engine sealant block rubbers especially. I've seen 100 times assembled it completely wrong, so this is the way how it is supposed to be mounted. You take this part, put this rubber part on it, and this one is from the bottom. You put the rubber on the spring, this one comes from the upper side, and this is in this came this metal tube, and to make it all works together, I will show you at the rear engine holder how to put it together. You will put this part, this rubber part, with the tube from the bottom, and the rest from the upper side. That's all. There will go the tube with the rubber part, and underneath of that will came the holder from the engine, and you just screw it together, and that's all. So guys, that's all. Car is ready to drive. I hope you will find my video useful and helpful with your own projects. I know most of my videos are from the motorsport, formula racing and ice hockey team, but from time to time I will continue with videos about Fiat 126s and their repairs. So if you like this team, please do not hesitate to like and subscribe my channel. Looking forward to see you again, guys, with another repair. See you soon.